Have you ever noticed that right before a major shift in your life, you begin to withdraw? You start feeling the need to be alone, to disconnect, to reduce conversations, to stay quiet, and to step away from the noise of the world. It's as if something inside you pulls you inward, almost against your will. You can't tolerate shallow conversations. You lose interest in certain people. Your energy becomes more selective, more protective. You feel like you're disappearing, not because you are breaking down, but because you are breaking open. According to Carl Jung, this period of isolation is not a sign of weakness, depression, or failure. It is a psychological necessity, a sacred stage in the process of transformation. Jung believed that before any true breakthrough, the psyche retreats. Just like a seed must go underground before it can sprout, the human soul must turn inward before it grows. Isolation is not the collapse of the self, it is the preparation of the self. The ego, your outer identity, becomes quiet. The persona, the mask you wear for the world, becomes heavy. The shadow begins to move, and the unconscious starts to speak. This is why you may feel emotional turbulence, vivid dreams, sudden clarity, or sudden discomfort with your old life. Breakthrough always arrives with discomfort. Before the new emerges, the old must be questioned, challenged, or dissolved. Jung said that transformation requires a withdrawal of psychic energy from the external world. You are no longer feeding the same relationships, the same habits, the same cycles. Your energy is being redirected inward, towards something that is trying to be born inside you. During this time, people may misunderstand you. They may think you're distant, cold, or acting strangely. But what's really happening is that your soul is reorganizing itself. You are not meant to stay visible while this happens. The caterpillar does not transform while socializing with other caterpillars. It builds a cocoon, dark, silent, protective. Inside that cocoon, everything dissolves. The old identity breaks down. The old shape disappears. What used to define it is no longer relevant. Only after this silent disintegration can the butterfly emerge. That quiet, inward, isolating phase, that is your cocoon. You may feel confused. You may question everything. You may feel lost. But you are not lost. You are transitioning from one psychological stage to another. Jung called this process individuation, the lifelong journey of becoming who you truly are, not who you were taught to be. Before every quantum leap in consciousness, you will feel the urge to isolate. You will feel a pull toward silence. You will feel the need to detach from noise, drama, expectations, and old versions of yourself. This withdrawal is your psyche creating space for evolution. There are several Jungian reasons you isolate before a breakthrough. First, your shadow becomes active. The shadow holds the parts of you that were ignored, denied, or suppressed. When you isolate, those parts surface. You begin to see truths you were too busy to notice before. You see what no longer fits. You see who you've outgrown. You see what wounds need attention. You can only hear the shadow when the world becomes quiet. Second, your libido, your psychic energy, is being reallocated. Jung said that the psyche withdraws energy from the outside world to give it to the inner world. This means your attention naturally shifts away from socializing, entertainment, and routine habits. You may feel tired, overwhelmed, or uninterested in things that used to excite you. That's because your energy is building something new internally. Third, your old identity is dissolving. You cannot hold on to your old self and grow into your new self at the same time. Isolation feels like death, because in a way it is. A psychological death. The death of an outdated identity. Jung called this the night sea journey, the descent into the unconscious before transformation. Fourth, you begin to hear your intuition more clearly. When you isolate, your inner voice becomes louder. The unconscious communicates through dreams, symbols, sudden insights, emotional waves, and synchronicities. You begin to understand things not with your mind, but with your being. Fifth, Isolation is a form of protection. Right before a breakthrough, you become very sensitive. You feel other people's emotions too strongly. You notice energy shifts. You cannot tolerate negativity, gossip, pressure, or shallow interaction. Your psyche is protecting you from anything that might interfere with the transformation. Breakthrough requires purity of focus. It requires silence. It requires rest. It requires inner alignment. Jung said that solitude is not the absence of people. It is the presence of oneself. In isolation, you return to yourself. You rediscover your truth. You see what was hidden beneath noise, expectations, and obligations. And then, slowly, something shifts. You feel a rising. You feel clarity returning. You feel a new identity forming. You feel your soul speaking more clearly. You feel inner strength building. This is the breakthrough. You emerge from isolation not as the old self, but as something more integrated, more conscious, more authentic. Your boundaries become stronger. Your purpose becomes clearer. Your energy becomes more powerful. You reconnect, but not from emptiness, from fullness. Isolation grows you. Silence shapes you. Withdrawal prepares you. Breakdown rearranges you. Stillness awakens you. And your breakthrough is simply the moment when the inner transformation becomes visible in your outer life. Before we close, I want to invite you to reflect. Have you ever felt the urge to isolate right before a major change? Have you ever disappeared from others but felt more connected to yourself? Share your experience below. Your story may help someone recognize their own transformation. And if this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and continue your journey of awakening through our Jungian series. Happy awakening!